Hey guys, so I was going to record this outside in the garden, but something going on out there. I can hear it now, still now. So I'm on the MacBook in the kitchen. So basically, guys, this video is the latest from David Ornstein. He's had his question and answer thing at 5 o'clock. There's a few things in here regarding Liverpool, so we're going to touch on them. None of it's really new, in my opinion, so you can probably stop watching the video now, guys, you know what I mean? But if you want to stick around, stick around. And if you do, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment to let me know what you think, guys. So every week he does this. He opens it up to like the subscribers of The Athletic. And the first question, I'll read the question out and then I'll give you Ornstein's answer for all of them, right? So he says, can you tell us about the connection between Liverpool and De Bruyne? How possible is it for him to play for Liverpool next season? Ornstein goes, as far as we understand, Liverpool are not signing De Bruyne. He is good friends with members of their squad, notably Virgil van Dijk, and I'm sure those guys would love to play alongside him. But any notion of the Premier League champions moving for him is thought to be wide of the mark. Now, for those of you that are new here, you'd have noticed I've not done a video regarding Kevin De Bruyne because if I don't believe it, I don't touch on it, right? Unless it's the Sunday paper talk videos that I do. So I wouldn't have touched on this unless David Ornstein did. It's never going to happen, guys. Kevin De Bruyne to Liverpool with the wages that he's on, never going to happen. Not, and especially not under this Arne Slot style of play and stuff. I just don't think it's going to happen whatsoever. The next one we've got to cover off is sorry guys, I'm working on the phone instead of the thing. Here we go. So this is where the title of the videos come from, right? So it says here, what do you think Liverpool's net spend will be? Seano's going to love this one. Ornstein says, how long is a piece of string? There is, of course, money available at Liverpool, largely because of their prudence shown a year ago. All right, okay. But I think so you mean basically when we didn't sign nobody. But I think we should avoid phrases such as war chest, because Liverpool have never spent crazily. As always, I suspect the priority will be quality rather than the size of the outlay. Don't forget the extensions of Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk come at a significant cost. And there may be others to follow, such as Kanate, if an agreement can be reached. Let's just stop there. That's not even the end of his answer there. But we knew this was coming, guys. As soon as Virgil and Salah signed a contract, we knew for an instant that they were going to start running this stuff out about Liverpool not having money to spend on transfers because they've just signed new deals. Look, if we're to believe that these two have both signed 400k deals, right? Trent was on 192 grand, I think, when I looked online. It might be wrong. So let's just round it down and say 150, right? So Salah's had like a 50k pay rise. That comes out of the Trent money. Virgil van Dijk's had his wages doubled. So you take the 100k remaining and then you add another 100k. So these two extensions, in my opinion, only cost Liverpool an extra 100k a week, right? Which is what? Is that, if my maths is right, is that an extra 5.2 million a year? I might be wrong. Someone have to work that out. I could be completely off there. Crazy. We're going to get put up with this all the time. It's always there. So then he says, there's a lot to do in and out, and Liverpool's finances are in decent shape, but the focus will inevitably be to trade intelligently as opposed to lavishly. So let's see what happens, guys. So again, Isaac, not happening. Benjamin Sesko, maybe at a push, depending on what money comes in. Ekitike from Frankfurt, I would say he would probably cost around about the same amount as Sesko if he doesn't have the release clause, which I'm not too sure if he does or he doesn't right now. Who's the other lad? Gyökeres as well. He probably cost a similar amount to Sesko and Ekitike. I keep saying it. Jonathan David's available on a free transfer, and no one's picked him up yet. I do think he'll end up going to Barcelona, but Liverpool should be all over that one, in my opinion. Next one. Could Dean Huijsen be playing for Spanish clubs like Madrid or Barcelona? Now, I'm only mentioning this because Liverpool are mentioned in the answer. We know that Madrid like him and vice versa. We know this as well. But I still have no information yet to suggest that they are actively pursuing the situation. Whereas Premier League clubs, mainly Arsenal, Chelsea and Liverpool, but also Newcastle and Tottenham, are. So all these clubs that he's just mentioned are actively trying to sign Dean Huijsen this summer. Bournemouth and the player want a decision by the end of the season. So we're about to get clarity soon. So if you're going off what he mentions here, we probably should know what's happening with Dean Huijsen by the end of the season. I hope Liverpool sign him. I think he's incredible. But it's always going to be at the back of your mind when you do get him that he will eventually move to Real Madrid. So it's one of those again. And then the last one I think is going to come up. Yeah, the last one for Liverpool is, do you have any information on attacking players Liverpool are looking to sign? Ornstein's answer. We've gone through the striker situation in previous weeks, and I don't have any fresh updates on that. Alongside that as a priority is left back. Milos Kerkez is looking the most likely, but naturally Liverpool will have other options too. What they do there may influence the thinking at right back. This position isn't as high as a focus because of Bradley and Joe Gomez. If a recruit is sought, we know Liverpool are among the clubs who admire Jeremy Frimpong because of the profile he represents. Cheap. In other words, such an addition be made, which is not guaranteed, they seem keen to go for someone who offers something different and multifaceted. Frimpong fits the bill, and I'm sure his release clause of around 35 million euros, which is 30 million quid, maybe give or take, will appeal to clubs like Liverpool. As we've seen in the past, he would be keen on the possibility, so it's one to keep an eye on. Now, I could be completely and utterly wrong with this, but I think Jeremy Frimpong does not fit Liverpool's style of play. If you look at the people that have watched him play over in Germany, they say that he's not really good at defending, but then he's not. So what's the actual phrase? He's not good enough to be a right back, but he's also not good enough to be a winger. So he's in the middle. And I don't think he'd be able to do that inverted role that Trent was doing. That's not a part of his game. He's got blistering pace. He can put a ball in the back of the net, and he can also put a ball in, but he can't defend. I could be completely and utterly wrong. The money does probably seem up Liverpool Street right now. £30 million. I could see it happening. But I just think if you sign him, you're probably changing the... What's the word I'm looking for? You're probably changing the emphasis of where you're focusing the ball, if that makes sense. Like you may... If we say, for instance, we sign Kerkez and we sign Frimpong, right? I could see Kerkez becoming that inverted player like Trent was, whereas Frimpong would probably just be asked to bomb up and down that side. And get past Salah, do you know what I mean? I don't know, guys. I'm not as high on him as I am as a couple of the ones. Like there's Giovanni Reid at Feyenoord, he's a bit younger. There's the lad over in Nottingham Forest whose contract expires this summer. Again, that's an FSG signing all over it, isn't it? And he's had a decent season as well, to be honest. But anyway, I'll be updating all this on my transfer video that I'll do. It's 2.0. But anyway, guys, that's probably the end of this video now. So let me know down below what you think on these players that David Ornstein has mentioned in the comments down below. Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one.